Spacecraft continue to be ready if we get a launch opportunity this afternoon. We're continuing to evaluate weather conditions further to the west over Florida. There is one opportunity the weather team is looking at that's currently about 50 to 75 miles away where conditions may be improving to where we would not be in violation of the thick cloud and the anvil cloud rules. There is no time yet predicted on when that would drift over the launch complex at Cape Canaveral. What we at SpaceX have asked for is about a 25-minute heads up so that we can get the spacecraft back to internal power, pull the team, and get into terminal countdown. So at the moment, we have not established a new target T0. We are working into our 90-minute window right now, and we will be back to you in about 15 minutes with an update, or sooner if we have information. For now, Falcon 9 is holding at T-minus 20 minutes as we look for a weather opportunity later this afternoon. Hawthorne, California at SpaceX headquarters. We still do not have a new T0 time established. However, latest word from the launch weather officer is conditions do appear to be improving over the Florida Peninsula. There is a good trend on radar. There is an aircraft in the area monitoring and looking at the clouds. So at the moment, we still are in violation of the thick cloud rule and the anvil cloud rule, but it appears that we may get a good forecast for another launch opportunity from the weather officer. So we'll stand by and wait for the heads up. We've asked again for a 25-minute warning that weather conditions should be good at T0. We'll pick up the count at T-minus 20 minutes as the spacecraft goes to internal. Then do the poll of the SpaceX team and enter into terminal count, weather permitting. So with that, we'll be back when we've got information on a possible T0 in the window today. SpaceX webcast studios here in Hawthorne, California. We did get an update from the weather officer. Looks like in a little under 23 minutes, we may get an opening in the weather conditions.
Ooh,
Currently, SpaceX is coordinating with the Air Force and the customer a new T0 of 53 minutes after the hour. That would be 22 hours, 53 minutes universal time, 6:53 p.m. Eastern time. What we would see is the clock release at T-minus 20 minutes. Once we have a new T0 coordinated, the spacecraft would go to internal power. We will then poll the team at our standard readiness poll opportunity and enter into the terminal countdown at T-minus 10 minutes. So for the moment, we are going to wait and see if we get an okay to attempt a launch at 22:53. We'll be back shortly here at SpaceX Webcast Studios.
Lehetséges, hogy 23 perc múlva kibírják lőni. Anyway, keep doing this.
Launch conductor on countdown 1. I've reperformed section 10.60. Technical team has been pulled. They'll be standing by for terminal count.
Copy.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's a good sign.
Copy. Sending a liftoff time of 22:53. Clock is counting at T-minus 19 minutes and 35 seconds.
That's good.
Mission manager informed the spacecraft that F9 is ready to proceed with terminal count.
Copy that. We'll go.
T-minus 18 minutes, 30 seconds.
Elsie, this is Mission Manager on Countdown 1.
Go ahead.
Confirming that spacecraft is on internal power and go for launch.
Copy.
Falcon 9, go for launch. That's a good sign. Még nem kell, mert most nem problémázik. 17 perc. Még nem olyan, hogy nem hallottad, mikor mondtam is, hogy T-18 perc. Okay, you can kind of see the Falcon in the background and the lightning towers and the random bird. Bird, if I were you, I would get out of there. You do not want to be grilled. Also, just something to note, a large area of Cape Canaveral is a nature reserve. Well, just an alligator watching them pulling rocket parts by. And you're seeing like a Saturn V launch. I would love that. That's just loves. Also, the reason we have that SpaceX has that is it can go. It sprinkles water there, so the acoustic sounds don't just the acoustic stuffs doesn't just go pew, back up into the rocket, because it does tend to be a bad thing.
OSM, verify the flight hazard area roadblocks are established.
They are established.
Oh, roadblocks, so people can go.
DE, set the warning phase to terminal count. DE, countdown net.
C.
Set the warning phase to terminal count.
Set.
We're at T-minus 15 minutes and counting. Currently, the SpaceX team is waiting to do the readiness poll at T-minus 13 minutes. Spacecraft is transferring to internal power. We are working with the weather officer to determine whether or not conditions will be go at the planned T0 of 22 hours, 53 minutes universal time. We may go through the readiness poll at T-minus 13 minutes and hold because we need some more time for the clouds to thin out. So we'll listen at T-minus 13 minutes as we do readiness and determine where the T0 may be moving to. In fact, actually, we're hearing right now that weather is telling us that they're going to predict we need about another 10 minutes before the clouds would thin out. So currently, the SpaceX team is coordinating a new T0